Great day at the office today. Great 3 points and a beautiful display. Happy with my 2 goals and my cheeky assist. Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners. Let's go, guys. Today, this is Arsenal news today, and I'm going to try to do this under 10 minutes. We're going to go through everything going on with Arsenal. And of course, yesterday, the fantastic 5-0 victory versus Nottingham Forest. But let's get straight into it since this is going to be a very quick video. First things first, we're going to talk about Bukayo Saka's injury. Now, Bukayo Saka did get injured yesterday. And this was a situation where Mikel Arteta and several other people have been reporting on the injury, but there is nothing concrete yet. At this moment in time, Mikel Arteta is not giving us anything to go off of and saying that the injury is serious or not. So first thing we know is Bukayo Saka's injury. He's currently injured, and we don't know the severity of the injury. We hope that it's not as serious as we feared, as we first would have feared. But Bukayo Saka, hopefully he'll be okay for the Chelsea game. But there are some fears because he was limping for majority of that first half. I was actually watching him closely, and he went down and then got back up, went down again, got back up. And it was just a thing where he kept getting up and down throughout the game. And it just seemed like he couldn't walk it off. He couldn't continue. So I don't expect to see him versus Zurich. And potentially we might not see him versus Chelsea. But I just hope it's not something that's long-term that's going to rule him out for the Euros, because I know that's a big thing for him. And for Arsenal's sake, I think hopefully he'll be back before Chelsea. We don't know what the issue is right now. Let me just check quickly. Bukayo Saka. Yeah, so they're not saying, but Mikel Arteta did say he's hopeful that it's not going to rule him out for the World Cup. And Bukayo Saka's injury, he's being assessed, and there are a little bit of nerves, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I really do believe he will be fine, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not going to be something that takes him out for a long, long time. Now, shifting gears quickly away from Bukayo Saka and just going to the performance yesterday that we had versus Nottingham Forest. Now, this was a great performance. We had some players performing out of their skin. And of course, the first person that's going to come to people's minds after yesterday's performance is Reiss Nelson. And we have to talk about Reiss Nelson. Yesterday, Reiss Nelson had a fantastic performance. He absolutely came back from nowhere. And with his first game in the Premier League this season, what does he do? He contributes with a goal, 2 goals actually, and an assist. And what a game it was. That Nottingham Forest game was beautiful. We kept Nottingham Forest at bay for majority of the game. And you know what? I was just so happy with a lot of those performances throughout the game. Just looking at some of the player ratings that I gave, since I haven't given my player ratings yet. And also I will be doing a show later where I discuss more of this in detail with some of my colleagues on the winners and losers show. And this will be the Monday podcast that we do every Monday. But just to let you guys know, for Aaron Ramsdale, I thought Aaron Ramsdale was good. I thought he commanded his box quite well. And after making the mistake versus PSV, he was a lot better. So I'm giving Ramsdale a 7. Ben White, I'm giving him an 8. I thought Ben White was solid today. No question about it. I thought he was superb. Saliba, same thing, giving him 8. I didn't think there was anything wrong with him. Gabriel Magalhaes, he did make a mistake crossing the ball straight into a Forest player. So I'm going to knock him a peg away from the 8 and give him a 7. I thought Tomiyasu was solid also. Another great performance from Tomiyasu. I'm giving him an 8 also. Thomas Partey got on the goal sheet, did absolutely fantastic. I'm giving him a 9. Granit Xhaka was outstanding. I'm giving him a 7.5. Odegaard, another absolutely fantastic performance from Martin Odegaard. The captain did his job. I'm giving him an 8. Bukayo Saka, I thought Bukayo Saka, before he got injured, was fantastic. He even got an assist for Martinelli's goal. I'm giving him a 7. Martinelli worked his socks off yesterday. He could have been one of the man of the match candidates. You know what? While we're speaking, let me know who your man of the match was. And I'm giving Martinelli an 8. And Jesus, I felt Jesus was one of the man of the match candidates also. He was absolutely fantastic. I'm giving him an 8. And the man who stole the show, Reiss Nelson, coming on, grabbing a brace and an assist from when he came on, he has to get a 9. Or you know what, even a 9.5 or something higher. Just, I feel like he needs to get a high rating. So I'm giving him a 9. Cedric, Vieira, Eddie Nketiah, Tierney, they didn't have enough to game time, so I'm going to give all of them 5s. But we quickly shift away from that, and that is it for that portion of the show. Now there is some stuff that we need to talk about when it comes to transfer end. there are some transfer rumors that we need to discuss because there is some players that we're being linked to. There are some things that are being spoken about in the transfer market. So let's get straight into those things. First things first, mykhailo mudryk, his rumors are not going away, and rumors has it that the Shakhtar Donetsk CEO says he will cost around 100 million euros, which is around 80 million, around the same price that Anthony cost. I don't know how much you guys would be willing to break the bank on the young man, but would you be willing to break the bank on him in January? Let me know. Is he worth that type of money in January? And don't forget, Newcastle are also after the young man, the Ukrainian. So this could be an issue. We need to figure out which direction we're going to go in. Are we going to go serious and after him, or are we going to potentially lose him out to somebody else, right? Then you have news that Mohamed Elneny is back in the fold. This is great news that Mohamed Elneny is back in the fold, and that we're going to see Mohamed Elneny with the club in the foreseeable future over the next couple of weeks. He's going to be training with. He's back in training, and that is great news that he's back in training. We've already spoken about Reiss Nelson. This was Mikel Arteta's words specifically on the Bukayo Saka injury situation. Arteta's injury, asking if he would put him in doubt for the World Cup. He said, hopefully it was a bad kick. He was limping. I don't see it further than that. Both his foot and his ankle got kicked a few times. That's pretty much it. So they just said they just moved on from that. They said Arsenal, alongside with Man City, remain the only side to have a 100% record at the Emirates, making the Emirates an absolute fortress this season. And you know what? It was beautiful to see yesterday live in person. This is a big one here. William Saliba's contract situation. Arsenal have entered formal negotiations with William Saliba and have now made new contacts over the player. New contact over contract offer to the player, and there is no agreement so far. There has been dialogue. It will be continued as the club is trying to tie down William Saliba, who has been admired across Europe. Let's be honest, William Saliba is crucial. It is important that we get William Saliba signed up, and we cannot afford to mess this up, ladies and gentlemen. William Saliba is a big part of our future, and we need to tie him down as soon as possible. And this is the big one that came out of nowhere the other day, guys. Arsenal fans may have heavily linked. What Arsenal fans have been linking him? I thought we were linked to him. Anyways, so this. If you guys don't know who this is, let me just figure out how to pronounce his name.
Facundo Torres.
Facundo Torres is a 22-year-old winger who plays for Orlando City. We played against him in the preseason, and it seemed like some people he might have impressed. The 22-year-old winger this season in the MLS has played 34 games, has 9 goals. And you know what? It's not only about the statistics. He has 9 goals, 8 assists, but he's still 22 years old and he's highly rated over there in the MLS. This 22-year-old coming over to Arsenal, he's a Uruguayan wonder kid and could potentially join us in the January window. This is another link of a player that we're linked to. At this moment in time, I'm not going to say I know the player too well, but from what I'm reading right now off scouting reports and everything else, they're stating that he can play on the right wing, he can play on the left wing, and he can even play. He's even played as a central, like as a number 10 before, right? His strengths are his finishing ability and his passing ability. So he's a really good finisher. That helps because we do need more goals in the team. And hopefully let's see where this goes, because we never know what's going to happen with these reports. Sometimes these players come and go and the reports just disappear, but for now we're just going to have to wait and see where it goes from here. But yeah, with that all being said, is there anything else? Oh, of course, if you guys don't know the situation with Pablo Mari, he was shot in the middle of the week. He was stabbed in the middle of the week in a mall in Milan. And honestly, everyone in the club and their hearts go out to him and his family. Luckily, he's okay, and he's given us a message that he's okay. But this is the club showing their support to Pablo Mari. Big up the club for showing their support to Pablo Mari. And you know what? That is pretty much it. There is nothing else really that we need to discuss today on Arsenal News Today. And I will be back later with another video, a live video at 8 o'clock. So make sure you set your reminders for that live video at 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Arsenal is still top of the league. We're absolutely killing it. I'm loving life right now. Shout out to every single one of you who guys are watching this video, and let me know who is your man of the match for yesterday's game, and have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm out, people. Peace.